Yes, basically I've collected a few of the pieces that I've done in the past 6 months to 12 months. And usually during the Salone I have my pieces everywhere in town, so this year I wanted to have them in one place so that it's easier for myself and for you as well. First of all, in the ground floor, we are presenting 9 new collections from Glass Italia. This is very experimental work that we've been doing the past few months. We noticed that Glass Italia works very well with sheet glass, such as cutting and gluing and coloring. And then we started mixing these different techniques and noticed that we can make interesting objects. And for instance, a dining table called Clear Shadows was inspired. Well, it's a table which has a clear glass top and it has a transparent print on the surface. So when there's light shed on it, you see the shadows of the print. And I noticed this when I was washing my face one morning at the hotel. I noticed that on the wash basin there was water and then there were some bubbles. And I didn't see the bubbles, but I saw the shadow casted of the bubbles on the bottom of the wash basin. And so I thought that's interesting because bubbles and water are both transparent, but they have a different kind of transparency, so it creates shadows. And so I phoned called Lorenzo of Glass Italia and we said, can we do something like this? And then it happened. So all of these come from everyday life, inspired by everyday things. And I'm very happy to be able to present a big collection together with Glass Italia. And on the upper floor, we are presenting together with 32 companies, I think. In total, we are presenting 216 objects. For instance, the rain bottle is something that we showed at Maison Objet in September. And it is about noticing that in Japanese there are so many hundreds of names for rain. While English there's only several. And the Japanese notice the slight differences of the size of the droplets, the amount of the droplets, the temperature or the season, the humidity, and then they all have different names. So I thought I would capture those different types of rain inside of plexiglass bottles and present all of them and to show the names, the different names of the rain, which is sort of like the message about noticing small differences in everyday life and respecting nature as well. We made an interesting object together with Morozo, which was, I started from a table and then I took away the name of the table to be free. So then I started thinking, how could the boundaries between a table and something that is not a table? What makes a table table? And then I started thinking, if you can place objects on top of the table, that becomes a table. So I thought about making corners, like a book stand or a magazine rack, or the thing that you use to place notes for the people who play instruments, musicians, something like that. And then in the end, we ended up with an object that you can place small, keys or mobile phones or books or clocks that could be used beside the bed or the sofa. And I didn't know what it was. It wasn't a table anymore, but I showed it to Patrizia Morozo. I said, I don't know what it is, but I think it looks nice. And she said, I don't know what it is as well, but it looks nice. So it just happened. So I think it's about thinking about boundaries of things and trying not to name things too. And in the end, you come up with something interesting, and it really excites me, those kind of projects. Also, the project with Alcantara, it was about making a log, like rolling up several different colors of Alcantara into a log and then starting to cut them. And then we noticed that we can make something like wood. And it's like soft wood, but it has soft colors, and it's Alcantara, but it's somewhere in between Alcantara and wood. And then we started using them for furniture as well. So it's interesting to always explore and imagine, and that is the freedom and the excitement of design. The project of chocolate, that was for Maison Objet in January, actually. We made a chocolate bar. The idea was about using the same chocolates. The ingredients are the same, but to change the shapes, the forms of the chocolates, and then it feels different. It tastes different. So I thought that maybe form is able to change the flavor of things. So well, food design has been a sort of a trend, but it's not only about playing around with shapes, but I noticed that there's a lot of process inside of the mouth, like moving the food inside of the mouth, it's melting and chewing, and by designing the texture and the shapes, I noticed that people can design flavor as well. So that was one of the experiments that we were doing with the piece of chocolate, and yes, I think that designing food will develop more in the future, in the near future, definitely.